So for today's project, we're pulling off these fucking things that I made. They're on each side. The whole purpose of them was, so obviously it's, quite windy down here. And what would happen is as the wind would come straight across the container, it would swirl around, push that hot exhaust that's coming out there, and swirl it back into the intake, which obviously we were sucking up hot air, and that was, causing hot air going in the container, and then the miners were sucking up and overheat. So we just put these baffles on there. It looks terrible, but they were really cheap. I think it cost us like 150 bucks total for nails and the plywood, just to stop, the hot air from swirling back in there. And so obviously the cold air gets sucked from the sides. They're not pretty. They worked really well. It was very half-assed construction. It was quick just to see if it worked, and like a lot of stuff that happens out here, temporary stuff becomes permanent stuff until it breaks, and then you install something better. But I'm not going to film me taking them off because I don't have the tripod, and the dog said she wasn't willing to hold the phone, so it's just me taking these off, and we'll figure it out. And just a quick, obviously looks the same on the other side, but they worked really, really well. I think it lowered intake temps going in the container, specifically on this side because the wind usually comes from the south. I think that's the south, I don't remember. I always get mixed up in my directions down here. But no, it worked really, really well. Lowered intake temps in the miners and helped our overheating issue quite a bit. As I'm taking this thing apart, I'm like, why is it still caught up in here? So I put this thing on here because the wood was sagging a little bit, because it's not meant for, as you can see, it's all warped. It's not meant to be outside, but again, it was cheap, it was quick. So I put the support there just to hold it from bending a little bit, and then I realized I installed it with, let's see if I can get it. There's a little bolt up under there that I gotta take this thing off to get, unfortunately, but I got no one to blame but myself. So I got them all down. It actually wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be, or difficult. I had a lot of nails because I did a shitty job installing them. There's a lot of nails sticking out, and I only got a little, if I can focus it, I only got a little sliver up underneath my fingernail, but I did get it out, which is good. It came out easy, so now I'm going to go grab the trailer, pick them up while I'm here now, because the big problem I had with these is they work great, but I couldn't get to the air filters very well. Because obviously with upstream, you pull these out. I have them duct taped because sometimes they fly open in the high winds. You pull them out and you reach right down and grab the air filter, and it's really easy. But obviously when you have a big piece of plywood taped over the top, you can't get them through the top, so you have to reach up. So I'd have to crawl in the middle where you saw there, reach up in there, grab them, feed them back out. It was really a fucking nightmare, and I hated doing it. But now it's way easier. So as I'm getting the trailer hooked up, I noticed the tires are, that one's not too bad, but this one's pretty flat. But we're not going too far, so I think we'll be okay. But it's always when you need shit that it just isn't ready.